Yeah, now you can start. Well, English. It's kind of like English.
English, English, English.
Yes.
Good evening. Let me start. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Hope you all are doing well. Today we're gonna do a boot root challenge, right? I guess you all have covered some basics to a boot root challenge. Well, first, what is a boot root challenge? As a CTF, kinda, where you have an isolated machine, right? And there's no credentials to that machine. And our goal is full system compromise, right? That is to hack the system, right? So there's gonna be a set of strategies that we use, methodologies and tools, right? And with methodologies, it's crucial to have a methodology, like a step-by-step procedure on how you're gonna hack that system, right? So our first step to our methodology is reconnaissance, where we find information about our target. By that, we already have the IP address of the machine. I'm gonna copy that and then Jesus. I'm gonna open up the terminal, right? I'm gonna open up the terminal like so. And I will ping that machine that I've just copied to see it as you can see, the machine is receiving connection. Now, for our reconnaissance step, we find information about our target. By information, we mean network discovery, open ports, and service fingerprinting. All the services that are running in that machine, right? And let's go ahead and scan our network. We're gonna use Rust scan for this specific purpose, right? We're gonna use Rust scan. We specify our IP address, right? And then we pipe all of that, we forward all of that to Nmap. So Rust scan is a port scanner, right? It will show us all the open ports in the network. After that, we forward the scan to Nmap to find the services that are running as V, and we run common scripts, right? So, and then we run that and let it run. We let it run, right? So we can also find more information about the target machine and here. So CAP is an easy, difficult Linux machine running an HTTP server that performs administrative functions, including performing network captures. Improper controls result in insecure object reference, either, however you pronounce that, giving access to another user's capture. The capture contains plain text credentials that can be used to gain foothold. A Linux capability that is leveraged to escalate root. So if you're familiar with Linux, you already know that there's users, there's groups, right? And with those users and groups, we can set permissions and yeah, we can limit the capabilities of each user, right? So we found out that the machine is running an HTTP server, right? We document everything, or it's running an HTTP server. That's first from the information here, and it has a vulnerability to insecure direct object reference, right? That's our findings. Now, if we search about that vulnerability, so we find out that this vulnerability is where an application provides direct access to objects based on user-supplied input without proper authorization checks, right? Or we can modify or get other user data from one user. The core mechanic of this vulnerability is that it occurs when a developer exposes a reference to an internal implementation object, like a database key or file name, in a URL or API parameter, right? So yeah, let's not go too deep in that. So our exploitation steps in the CTF context is that we identify references, we look for numeric IDs, IUDs, or file names in intercepted traffic. We use Burp Suite or whatever tool we're using. We test for predictability. If the ID, and then we check the scope, right, to try to access data belonging to a different role or user or system, however we choose to exploit that vulnerability, right? So our Nmap scan our Rust scan is completed, and
Hey, Mane, can you hear me now?
Yeah, now we can hear you.
Ah, idiot.
What's your
Sure.
mic along?
That's not because it's the earphone either. I think
okay,
PC something's wrong with
okay. So the
it. Alright.
scan is completed, and we have our results. First, we know that we have TCP, and that pod is open and it's running in an FTP server, admin service, TCP 22, running SSH, and what else? What else? What else? What else? Yeah. Yeah. Right? So, with that being said, we know that it's running in the FTP server. It's a command and control preference, right? Because it's port 21, right? Let's test that with FTP and then the address. Hey, chill. Now that we have gained some information about our machine, we're gonna test that to see if it actually responds. And oh, it does. It does respond, right? It's also running SSH. We're gonna test that real quick. Oh yeah, it responds. So that validates the services that are open, are listening at port 20 and 22. Also an HTTP server again. To test that, we're gonna paste our IP in the browser and run it. You wait. Okay, what do we have here? We have a security dashboard, IP configuration. Okay, so from our machine information, we were told that this machine is running an HTTP server that performs administrative functions, including performing network captures, right? As we can see, Oh yeah, network captures, right? And we know that this server is vulnerable to IDOR, right? Which means we can perform network captures from one user for other users, right? Here we have we're gonna look for numeric IDs, IUDs, or file names. Let's try and play the machine. So how many ports are open? We know that it's running SSH, it's running FTP, it's running HTTP for the server, right? So that's 3 ports open. Let's see. Success. Task 2. After running a security snapshot, the browser is redirected to a path format of something, then ID, where ID represents the ID number of the scan. What is the something, right? So snapshot, we're gonna run that. So another thing, the browser is redirected to a path of the format something.
Data.
Bro,
Data.
mute the mic, Islam. Right? I think the browser is redirected to a path of the format something then ID, where ID represents the ID number of the scan, and we're looking for that something. Our URL, it's the IP data and the ID. So this thing, I guess. Let's try that. Perfect. So remember, in our exploitation steps, we look for numeric IDs, IUDs, or file names. Now we have the ID here, ID 1, right? Which means we can try for other IDs, ID 3. Let's try running. Okay, it's not returning anything. Let's try and go back. Data 2. Bro. Okay, nothing. Let's try the root ID 0. But now let's try 1 and see what we get. You get something. Let's download the heap. Let's try 0. Ooh, we have more data. We have more number of packets, more IP packets. We have more data. We're gonna download that also. So we can already notice that this is a PCAP file, which means it's network traffic captured in this file, right?
border 知りたがわないよオーダーアスファルト上のスパクトルーム不規則に刻むドラム角度変えた looking back 見つからない正解 track 眩しすぎ
Okay, so now are you able to get to other user scans? We tried user ID 0 and user ID 1, so the answer is yes. Yes. And what is the ID of the PCAP file that contains sensitive data? Right? Now, we are going to use TCP dump, right? We're gonna TCP dump read. Let's do this. Simple read from 1.pcap. Nothing sensitive, right? Just an incomplete handshake. Maybe let's try and read that with more data. Yeah, nothing important. We're going to try the same thing with the other PCAP file. Oh, nice. You have data now. You have something to work with. Okay. Limiting. Let's redirect that to temporary. Yay. Okay. Now we can view that from our text editor. Nice. So this is our network traffic analysis, where we can dissect packets bit by bit to like deduce the communication procedures that were taking place in the whole item, right? We can scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll. Can find important information in here. So our task, what is the ID of the PCAP file that contains sensitive data? You have two PCAPs, 0 and 1. 0 contains sensitive data. Okay, which application layer protocol in the PCAP file that can the sensitive data be found in? Let's see. Analysis. Can see handshakes being completed. HTTP. That's the protocol. Oh, nice. This section, right? We can tell that there's FTP Remember, it's port 21, which means it's command and control. That whole port handles it handles what do you call this? It handles user authentication, right? Command and control, C2 21, right? There's an FTP server running. Okay. Oh yeah. The user is Nathan. User. We can see that he was prompted to specify his password, right? And oh yeah, he provided the password, right? So this shows us the importance of using HTTPS servers, right? You have to get your SSL certificate so that all the data that is being routed is encrypted, right? Because as we can see, this user Nathan provided his password to his FTP server, and it's right there, right? We have the password right there, right? We have the user, now we have the password. Now let us check if really that's our password. FTP, no. FTP, wait, FTP, no, let's do this. Connect for Nathan. FTP, Nathan at and then we paste in our password that we got. Ooh, the login was successful. So now we have access to the FTP thingy, right? So the application layer protocol in the PCAP file that contains sensitive data was FTP, right? It contains the user and password that we used for authentication. Now that we've managed to collect the user's password, on what other services does this password work? Remember, we have SSH also listening on port 22, right? We can quit right here. You can quit and try an SSH. Right, then we don't have a specific port, we just have the, you know what, trying to see if the password works for SSH also. Oh yeah, it does work for the user. Who am I? Nathan. So now we've successfully SSH'd to this user. We can remotely manage services and anything that runs in this machine, right? Yes. Oh, on what other service does this password work? SSH. Submit the flag located in the user Nathan user's home directory. So apparently there's a flag in here. You're supposed to ls. Oh, can also collect further information. From here we can tell that our bash history is directly redirected to dev now, which means it's cleared every time, right? Vim info also, it's redirected to dev now. So every time we restart this session, all our bash history will be cleared. Vim info also will be cleared if we use Vim to edit files. Some interesting stuff, we can document that. We have this file, user.txt, Control-Shift-C to copy and get the file. We have a flag, some 32x characters, which means we don't have to do anything further. Please work. Oh, perfect. What is the full path of the binary on this machine? That has special abilities.
What? Oh, what does it mean?
Oh.
Submit flag rating, difficult rating. What does? Oh,
You're not audible.
okay, I think I get it.
It's for when
That's fine.
you read the flag, or was it easy or hard to obtain?
Yeah.
Piece of cake. It's fairly easy, Ganayang. But so easy to obtain. Way too easy. So what is the full path on this machine that has special capabilities that can be used to obtain root privileges? Remember, in our findings here, oh, please no. Please, no. Oh, remember, this machine is vulnerable to IDOR, right? Which means we can use user IDs to like escalate our privileges, right? Our exploitation techniques is integer incrementing, cycling through IDs 1, 2, 3, or UID brute forcing, which is if IDs are complex, look for them in public profiles, scripts, or other API endpoints to reuse them. Yeah, right? So our role now is to escalate our privileges. Right, let me see the hint. So task 8, use linps that will show files with capabilities section of the output, or use get cap, binary cap. Okay, what do we do here? That's my boy.
You have to download the linps script file, then import it to the machine, then run the file. It will show you vulnerabilities it found, files you can use to exploit the vulnerabilities available in the machine, and users that are there that it found.
Good one. I've already used getcap before, so I'm gonna go ahead with getcap. So with getcap, remember when we talked about capabilities, you said every user has capabilities along with that group, right? So ID 001, this ID. this ID. The root user, his ID is always 1000, right? And then the other user, they can occupy 1001, 1002, incrementing by 1, 2, 3. That's the default, right? So in order to escalate our privileges, we'll need to set our user ID to 1000, right? Let's see. Talk about one. So get cap, we use it on binaries, right? If we remember the Linux file system, talk about CD. If you remember the Linux file system quite well,
Yeah.
we do know that our binaries are in this file, user bin and s bin, right?
Yeah.
That's where our binaries are located. So get cap, we can run it on those binaries to get the capabilities that our user has. Let's try and do that. Oh, let me do this first. See if there's any hidden files and any information that we can use. This is my first time seeing this directory. CD-ROM.
You can check what's inside. Maybe with the just check what's inside.
CD. Let me just ls first. Nothing. Maybe ls. Oh, heck, the box is so slow today. ls la. So this directory has nothing. And I said nothing. So we can access this bin directory through user bin, right? So we're gonna run, clear the screen. We're gonna run this get cap recursively, right? Because user bin has a lot of binaries that are stored in there. So we're gonna check each one of them, right? Each directory or each file. User bin. Nice. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 packages, right? With this user bin Python 3.8, we can set user IDs and all of that. We can cap the network as okay.
Theo.
Unleash. Okay, so from the information that we have here now, we know that close the door. We know we have this Python program that we can use to set user IDs and do all of that. Our main interest is to set user IDs, right? So let me see. So we're gonna move to temporary directory, right? CD TMP. So you may ask, why are we using the temporary directory to do all of this? The temporary directory has poorly set permissions, right? That means it's world writable, right? Let's do this. CD dot and ls la. It's word writable, right? Which means okay, it's word writable. Every user, every group, everyone has the ability to write and read from this directory, right? Because after the session resets or restarts or reboots, whatever you want to call it, the data is erased, right? You can tell from a permission set here. So this also highlights the importance of user permissions and all of that, right? Because they limit capabilities and all that. So we're gonna move to this directory to do our privilege escalation. So now,
Hey, I'll be back in
we
2
did our
minutes.
we did our recon, right? We have our open ports, we know what's running in our network, our services, and we used nmap, no, Rust scan, right? And secondly, we tested for our services. It's called enumeration, service probing, right? We tested for SSH if it works. We tested for FTP if it works, and HTTP also, right? Now, we're going to exploit misconfigurations and vulnerabilities. We already did that when we tried all the other IDs, because we found out that our server was vulnerable to IDOR, right? A vulnerability that allows modifying user data from one user, right? And then misconfigurations also, right? That's where we deal with the temporary directory. Now our mission is to escalate our privileges so that we have a higher stand. Look, privilege escalation is all about local enumeration, kernel exploits, SUID abuse, cron jobs, weak pseudo rules. We use those misconfigurations to give us admin privileges, right? So that we can do whatever we want in the system. Because if you noticed, we cannot. Let's try this. Let me show you the importance of escalating our privileges. Or let me just say sudo apt update, and then wait. Fuck. I forgot the password. Let me just do this. Let me just ls ls. Let's try and move to this root directory. See what happens. cd root. Right. Permission denied. Right. So we're trying to escalate our privileges so that we can do whatever we want with all the directories in this machine. That's all what privilege escalation is about. So we take abuse of user IDs, all of that. Remember, get yep. Can someone tell me what program can we use to exploit this machine? I've already mentioned it.
Are we already done?
No.
Okay.
Rose. Judging from the output here. No, I'm presenting. Torela. So we're gonna use this user bin Python 3.8 program to set our user ID to the root user ID, right? Take one. You're gonna run this pro. Go on with like the box. So now, how are we gonna escalate our privileges using this Python program?
Yeah, I mean,
There's
Theo.
a, yeah.
What's that out?
Mm.
I wanna like, do you go and read the source code in that Python file? Do you read the source code first? Gonna maybe auto the parameter gonna when not we so what okay no, we set UID down and stuff and stuff.
The reason why you should learn how to program. Or more Python, there's a library called OS that has the ability to use the operating system of that machine. We already know or we can set the user ID of that exit because it's Python, right? You already know what there's a module more Python. Let's do this. Which module can be used to that you know the fundamentals of the programming languages. More Python, there's a module called OS,
Yeah, that I
right?
understand though. One, you wanna import it or whatever. So that I understand though. One, me I was just asking for it. I get it because you just ran the program. I want. I was asking you. Did you like kind of read the program first? If over okay, no, upon with or you can set parameter go die or why not? Like I wanna I think he came prepared. I want. I'm saying that when we're doing it
Okay.
as self, we first
Okay,
have to read that one.
watch this. Watch
Well,
this. Get capabilities,
yeah,
right? Right?
yeah,
Recursively.
yeah, for sure.
User bin. This
Yeah.
Python program allows us to set user IDs,
Mm.
right?
Mm.
And Wabonara, there's a capability, there's a mutant make ebex. There's capabilities, jalo jalo, right? So with this Python program, we can set user IDs. It's listed here, right? Can our task or what was to find the full path of the binary on this machine. There are special capabilities and can be used to obtain root privileges, right? With user ID 0001, fuck, all my notes are gone.
No, bro, that I understand. I want that I understand. So what I want then what I might have missed for get cap. I don't want to get cap or parameter key like it. Connect the user ID I guess. That's what I'm saying. If there was no this cap SUID thing I want, and then there's only Python 3.8 for I want. So then we'd have to probably sift through the code on top. So that's the thing. I didn't know how to get cap on our once I be equal cap HUID
Bro,
one. That's what I was thinking. That's what
No,
reading
Emacs.
the
yeah.
The
reading
thing
the source
is,
code of the Python program is a lot of work, money.
you don't
How
need to.
source code of Python?
You don't need to read the source code of the bin file Emacs. Only Python in this machine has the vulnerability of setting the UID to root privileges. It could have been ping, it could have been trace route, but it happened to be Python this time. That's why.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
the person who set up the machine made a mistake So he didn't secure the Python binary. He didn't limit the Python binary, so it has the game. Try reaching sudo L. I wanna see
Nah,
something. Come on, just say. Dash L.
Aish, man, ke lebetse password a Nathan, man.
no, Kanda, ke se ke tlhalogantse wa bona get cap ke yone e re bontshang e re bontshe di-parameter and yeah, so it's fine.
Re guide-wa ke go
Tlhalogantse
ngwene
yona
mnene. Re guide-wa ke this thing.
dog, I tlhaloganya, I understand. Continue.
So I think, what is the full path to the binary on this machine that has special capabilities that can be used to obtain root privileges? Remember, the thing. We can escalate our privileges using IDs, user IDs, right? So the vulnerability, I think, bro. The full path of the binary on this machine that has special capabilities can be used to obtain. It's this one. You need a Python. Please be correct. Good. Right. So now we're gonna learn how to escalate the thing.
It was. I get they saw it. It was just write os.set uid, then put the uid in parameter.
IUDs and OS module. So we're gonna okay. So the exploitation scenario is this. If a root own script imports a module, we can write to. You find a writable directory. That was the temporary directory here. Then we create a file named after the imported module. No, we are not gonna do that. Then we insert the following payload. We're gonna run the binary and then import OS. We set the ID to root 0 here. And then we run we run
Copy bash to the temp folder.
I don't think that's necessary. Lagal. Let's do this. So we import OSIR. And then
Yeah.
It has disconnected me again. All I can do is just listen. I cannot see what's going on.
You can see the screen.
Yes. Like it's already. I tried this thing using YouTube to download Discord. Taking know if it's supposed to take this long.
I'll fix your PC tomorrow, so for now you can watch the video on YouTube after I head.
Okay. But I have to leave, yeah?
Oh, I don't want to match. It's fine.
Alright. Yeah, let's take it real.
Okay, sure. You can push the
So Tagawan, who am I? Perfect. We are root now. Right.
Try this thing. I wanna see something. Will it work? Well? Use set UID 1000. I wanna see something.
Okay. We can run the thing without passwords.
Hey,
Ignoring.
Emacs, this is the thing I wanted you to see. It's saying you can run root privileges on the following commands. That means the capability command has root privileges, so it's gonna show you all the files that you can use to exploit the machine. That's how we found Python 3.
You're using the get cap, what's it called? The get cap.
Yeah, so another quality you can use cap. Yeah, the cap thing to find.
Yeah, no, that I understood. I want, girl, like, you see, I don't know. I want, like, you see the way, what do you call? Nah, but it's fine. It's
The
fine.
thing
This thing is
is,
fine. I understand.
the
Let's
git
go.
capabilities commander one is gonna show you all the binaries you can use that have higher privileges, so you can use to exploit the machine. So even if maybe sometimes you can use nano to execute root commands. Nano has pseudo privileges as well. Has execution privileges. That means you can use nano because it has root privileges to execute commands using nano as well.
Yeah,
Because at this time it was just Python.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, like, yes, bro.
Ya nanwa kana nele mo pon college da. Go on. Okay. So now that we are root, go on. Submit the flag located in the root host directory. CD root. ls. So root directory is snap and is get.
It's easy, or not too easy. Rust.
It's easy one.
It's too easy to think it's a hack the box machine.
So yes, that marks the end of my presentation. Thank you for your attention.
Okay, so tomorrow and Friday there'll be no presentation, so that means the previous 2 videos we did, you're gonna practice the machines using the videos because I get an Saturday. Then Saturday Sasa will be one presentation. I'm asking myself that question. I get more.
No problem.
Okay, so people can log off so that I upload the video quick so that they can start practicing.
Sure.